If you're struggling as a freelancer to land orders consistently and get your clients to commit to spending their money with you, then this is the video that you need to watch. Now, it can be tough as a newbie freelancer to actually get potential clients across the line, but there is a strategy for this that I'm going to share with you. A strategy that I stick by pretty much every single time, and it works. So if your client closing rate right now is between 40 to 60% or lower, we're going to increase that easily to a point where your potential clients aren't saying no anymore. But that's only going to happen if you follow these 7 points exactly. This is absolutely critical, yet most new freelancer profiles do an extremely poor job here. Like, I see tons of people listing services like, I will create social media posts for your business, I'll build a website for your company, I'll design a logo for your brand. These are so generic, and seriously, if you were a client, would you be motivated to click on one of these gigs over the hundreds of others? Probably not, right? It's purely feature focused on what you offer versus why someone should buy from you. Let me tell you, no one cares what you'll do. They only care about why you're the best person for the job. This is why you must clearly communicate what makes you qualified, why you're worth hiring over the cheap competition, and what specific results you've achieved in the past that set you apart from the other sellers. Now, if you have any prior experience, trust signals, proof of concept, impressive metrics, happy client testimonials, anything tangible that backs up your expertise, show it off. Because first of all, potential clients will probably ask for it, but better yet, this builds immediate credibility and grabs buyer attention. For example, even as a new freelancer straight out of college, maybe you interned or apprenticed under some big company and achieved impressive results, or perhaps you've already invested heavily in advanced certifications, software tools, or anything like that. Advertising this will 100% signal that you're serious about the quality of your work. Ideally, you'd focus on a niche industry where you have existing connections, expertise, or demonstrated outcomes. As freelancers, generalists almost never succeed long-term over focused niche specialists. But essentially, if a buyer doesn't immediately grasp why you're qualified and worth that premium price tag, it's game over. Therefore, within the first 30 seconds of someone clicking, you must clearly communicate legit reasoning upfront why someone should trust you to solve their problems versus the alternative sellers. Now, this was my biggest mistake after reflection because it seemed like common sense. But when just starting out and feeling desperate for those first sales, most people instinctively price themselves dirt cheap, hoping to seem more affordable. It's a total newbie move, and let me tell you why. For one, offering bare basement rates actually deters and turns off serious buyers looking for true talent to take their business growth to the next level. Rock bottom pricing signals low quality work in their minds. Additionally, even the few cheapskate clients you do attract with ultra low rates will end up being extremely demanding, entitled, and overall horrible to work with. High maintenance budget clients squeeze every penny, but provide little value themselves. But worst of all, trying to raise your rates after the fact ends up severely pissing off those existing bottom feeder buyers. Most will throw a fit asking why pricing went up, expecting if they're now paying higher prices, then the quality of the work should also be higher. An absolute nightmare. And the truth is, you'll lose some of these buyers after you increase your prices, but will it be a bad thing? Probably not. Or of course, you can keep them by charging your old rate. This is completely up to you. But here's what works exceptionally well. Set pricing at premium rates from day one. That conveys the quality and high value of your work that buyers can expect from your services right out of the gate. And yes, that means displaying big, intimidating price tags. But if you can back up these price tags with what we discussed in point 1, then you should be good. Then, once you get an order, over-deliver insane value. Whether that means incredible customer service, fast turnaround times, or proactive communication. The definition of over-delivering, I'll leave up to you because depending on your niche, it will always be different. But the end goal should always be the fact that the client will be happy to recommend you. Because If you do an incredible job at high pricing, buyers will gladly refer others and leave glowing reviews about wanting to work with you again in a heartbeat. And you'll never need to play pricing games or devalue yourself now that you have new higher paying opportunities. Another area in which most new freelancers drop the ball is trying to offer services in a million unrelated industries right from the get-go. Spread too thin, appealing to everyone and anyone. Honestly, it shows desperation and signals that you lack any true specialized skills. Being great at one thing is better than being mediocre at many things. As if you do decide to go this route, prospects have zero reason to trust you to understand their specific business or industry enough to pay premium rates. The key is niching down into one highly profitable area with buyers that tend to spend big once they find solutions that truly work. Just become an absolute niche expert who's fluent in the industry that you're going into and tailor everything in your profile specifically to that niche buyer. This might mean focusing entirely on, say, helping scaling tech startups optimize their SaaS funnel conversions with lead generation campaigns, or working exclusively with e-commerce brands that are selling in the fitness and bodybuilding space. When you demonstrate insider level knowledge of an industry, you massively increase perceived value, and that gives you the ability to charge higher rates. Freelancers who find a specific niche like this often make more, serving a handful of clients versus juggling 50 plus generic buyers spread thinly across every single market. Hate to say it, but people absolutely judge books by covers. And with so much competition, if your profile looks sloppy or amateurish at first glance, most prospects will simply bounce right off without a second thought. So you need to invest heavily in vivid, high quality images, custom graphics, and professional profile pictures so that you look legit from the jump. Stock photos of random people shaking hands for a marketing service gig, there's nothing to build trust. Additionally, video testimonials are absolute gold for establishing authority and social proof. Even as a beginner, hit up your old bosses, colleagues, college friends, etc. Ask them to record a quick iPhone testimonial, why they'd recommend you and your skills. It doesn't need to be this polished production. Raw authenticity here conveys trust and goodwill, so that's always much better. But combining professional profile aesthetics plus credible video proof sources vouching for you cuts out so much friction and doubt during the prospect choosing phase. Just think of it like an Amazon product. Good pictures, informative description, and great reviews are what convinces you to click that add to cart button. Now, from time to time, I see freelancer profiles with these dense walls of salesy text trying to logically convince browsers why their services are the best choice. All these cheap buy now prompts after every section, thinking it would compel them to click faster? Let me tell you, all that aggressive selling not only feels insincere, it probably hurts conversions more than anything. Here's the reality. After clearly articulating your value, showing proof sources, and explaining why you're uniquely qualified, buyers are already sold or they're not. More sales copy rarely tips unconvinced buyers suddenly in your favor, especially if the core messaging already misses the mark. And for hot prospects who are aligned, they'll eagerly reach out and be ready to buy if your positioning resonates. No need for extra nudging. The motivated buyers will come to you. So instead of littering your profiles with tons of tacky call to action buttons, keep things clean and classy. Make it super easy for interested prospects to contact you. Alright, now let me contradict myself slightly, because if you do want call to action prompts, you need to focus on putting them strategically at the end of key sections after making an impactful point of the value you offer. Here's a great example. Not only have I scaled previous e-commerce stores from zero to over $10 million in annual revenue through expert funnel optimization and Facebook ads, I've been featured in Forbes 30 Under 30 Entrepreneurs to follow for my proven frameworks. Click here to work with me directly on revolutionizing your e-com store's profit machine, as well as a custom one-on-one strategy session. Now, tell me you weren't intrigued. I know the interested buyer just had their intrigue and desire piqued to the maximum point upon reading the previous sentences. So smartly offering a logical next step right then and there converts like crazy, rather than random call to actions just scattered everywhere. Alright, the last thing I see trip up a lot of talented freelancers is the lack of any follow-up system with promising prospects. Someone reaches out with strong buying signals but has some questions first, or they sign up for your newsletter after reading a compelling case study, but then the conversation ends there. No effort to keep things warm or nudge them along the sales process. Out of sight, out of mind. This is a huge mistake. Leaving money on the table is not something any big organized company would do. Now, I recommend personal emails, checking in periodically, relevant content shares 1 to 2 times a month, and limited time offer reminders to incentivize quicker decisions, especially for sought after premium services. Some well-timed follow-up outreach can connect you with buyers exactly when they need you the most. Big revenue potential here is completely overlooked by most freelancers purely due to a poor CRM. Now, I know that was quite a bit of information, and I also know I probably didn't cover all the questions that you might have as a newbie freelancer. So if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them for you. Otherwise, I truly hope this video helps you. And on the screen right now is another video which YouTube also thinks will help you. So go check it out, and I'll see you in the next video.